It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go!
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
All right, let's come back downstairs now. Questions? Jeff, do you have one? Jeff's got one up here on the front row. Let's get Jeff a microphone. Okay. You go ahead. You've got a mic. Go ahead, and then we'll get Jeff. Go ahead.
All right, jpennell, hardcoreracefans.com. Casey, could you talk about, how, like George said, the fan vote? What did that do to your confidence? And then we've heard, what it's done, how this momentum has carried you to this week. How do you continue that on next week at Dover and run up front again?
Well, the fans, we were headed home. I mean, we were out of the All-Star race, and the fans put us in it. So, I mean, it felt good to get voted in. There was some other great teams and drivers that we were going against, and it felt good to get voted in by the fans. And from there, we just, as a team, we had a good race car that night, and we worked on it, and we made it better, and Kenny made a great call at the end to take no tires, put us out front, and we won the race. So, I mean, that was just any time you win. I always say when I first came into the Nationwide Series in 2002, I struggled at times, and and it was difficult to learn how to drive these cars. And I would go back and race a midget, or I'd go back and race a sprint car, and I'd win or run up front. I mean, every single time, and we were so competitive in those cars still because I had raced them so much. So I mean, just winning one of those races, I come back to the Nationwide race and feel like I had a shot to run better in that car, and it's just confidence. It feels good to win no matter what it is, and we can carry this win with us throughout the rest of the season, throughout Dover, and just keep working together as a team and trying to build and make our Dodges go fast.
Go ahead, Jeff.
George, Jeff Club from NASCAR Scene. I know that you and your family are race fans, and you are also Indy 500 fans. And the day of this Memorial Day weekend, what's it like for you to be in a victory lane in any kind of racing for your family and you today?
Well, it's a great feeling. But it's a real testimony. I mean, your point about Memorial Day is something that we all can't forget. And I thought the ceremony before the race, Humpy's last race that he planned, I thought it was outstanding, and it really reminded us of why we're all here and the sacrifice others have made for all of us. And, it kind of carries over because the sacrifices that Kenny and his family have made. I've gotten to know his wife a little bit, and, Friday night we were out at the World of Outlaws with Casey and his family. And there was Kenny, and he was working on the car on his night off, and they changed the engine that night. They had a problem with one of the pistons, and they changed that engine.
I was just watching.
No, he was working. I saw him. He was right in the middle of it.
He was right in the middle of it. He changed the engine, or they changed the engine in about 6 minutes. So it really is a family, and it's fun to see, and it's fun to be a part of. It's the family that Ray put together. We can't forget that. And our family is here not to interfere with that process, but to supplement, particularly on the business side. That's where we've spent most of our time, and it's been a good fit. It's working well. So we thank the fans.
Claire's got a question, and I think up front, Mike had a question. Go ahead. Let's get the microphone to Claire back here.
Casey, do you kind of feel that karma has kind of changed for you? Are you starting to look around and see what you are doing differently or something the last couple of weeks?
I don't know. I definitely have smiled a lot more the last couple of weeks. I just get as far as karma or whatever. I don't know. I feel like we try hard to run up front, and if I can't win races, I'm pretty upset, and it's been a little while. So. Yeah, I mean, in the since last Saturday night, I haven't been such a bear, I guess. I've been a little bit nicer to my girlfriend, my family. I try to be, anyways, and that's it's difficult at times, but I think I've changed there a little bit and been a little bit better there, and just more excited to come to the track. I'm always excited to get in a race car, that's for sure, and try to win and try to run as hard as I can. But coming this weekend, I knew, regardless of if we got to practice or not, I knew our car would be good tonight. And, I just felt that. I felt like Kenny knew where we needed to be, and we didn't make too many changes in practice. I mean, we pretty much started with the setup Kenny started with, and it was that close. So it's nice to work with Kenny Francis.
Question here. Go ahead.
Mike Neff from FrontStretch.com. Ray, when you were crew chief with Jeff Gordon, this was one of the tracks that he had an awful lot of success at, probably his best track. Did any of that knowledge pass along from you when you got Casey into this car, or was it a completely different setup when you got Casey behind the wheel?
You know, I tell you, setups change so much. I'd love to sit here and tell you, this setup, but I don't think I ever used same setup twice in a 24 car, and I don't really get involved in the setups that Kenny and Casey use. But I think what doesn't change is this track's got a personality, and I love this place. It's the place that I won my first race ever as a NASCAR crew chief on the Cup side, and have had a lot of success here. We've taken a lot of money out of here, so it's been a great place. But it's got a personality, and sometimes you just got to pay attention to it. So I just try and talk to Kenny and Casey, about those things, and hopefully some of that comes with it. But you find out that through your years of experience, it's not the springs and shocks and things like that. It's the tendency of the way a race runs off, or how to plan your strategy, or what exactly is going to happen when the sun's out and the lights come on, and just being patient. And these guys did an excellent job at that. They didn't have the fastest car all night long. They had the fastest car at times, but they kept their car in position, because in this race, more often than not, the guy that's got the fastest car all night long doesn't win, and you've got to stay in position. So there's a method to racing here at Charlotte for all the races, and hopefully some of that passed down to these guys.